and welcome to another great time with Reactions with Mono. Today on Reactions with Mono, I'm going to be looking at something very important. It's a global phenomenon. It's a national phenomenon. It's a problem. It's a huge problem. And that's talking about fake news. Yes, you heard me right. Fake news. Now, what's fake news? Fake news is misinformation, is malinformation, and it's all fake. Fake is fake, so there is no special definition for fake news. It just means news that is not trustworthy. And today in our world, with the advent of social media, fake news has become a real big problem. Even, for the likes of Facebook. Facebook has been, sued to the courts because of the spread of fake news. Now, you got a message, for example, let's say on WhatsApp, and you did not even read it through. You did not fact checked what you were reading, and immediately you just went ahead to spread the news to everybody on your contacts. Now, that's your being one of the problem of fake news, because you don't fact check what you are sending to people. You just send them out. Now, the reason why I chose this topic to react to today is because something happened this week. And of course, a particular man of God, a pastor of a very, well-known congregation in Nigeria was trending. And then I was like, okay, why is he trending? Only to discover that, they kind of extracted 2 minutes from a lengthy message that he preached at a particular time about, man being the master of a woman. And everybody went gaga on Twitter. It was trending on Twitter. So I decided, okay, let me see what's trending. And I watched the video, and of course, the pastor actually said that, men are the masters of women. And he actually quoted it from the Bible, talking about the fact that, when God created, the heavens and the earth, he said it was good. And when he said it was good, women were not even around at that particular time, that is Eve, in the Bible. And everybody started insulting, started talking, the feminists were not going to have that at all, that man is the master of a woman. And, people started talking on social media, and the thing just went haywire. Now, guess what? That particular message by that particular pastor, I've been opportune to actually watch the whole thing, and it was kind of balanced in the video, but Nigerians, did not fact check just because someone just extracted, imagine, 2 minutes out of a message that is about an hour plus. That is stupidity. And I don't know why people are so easily gullible. And then you hear celebrities start making noise, start bashing and all of that. It doesn't really make sense. So this is why fake news is a problem. And reacting to that particular story, it was fake news. It was fake news. How dare you remove 2 minutes from an hour plus message and conclude, and then you upload it on websites and it's everywhere. It's fake news. Fake news. Okay, now that we know that fake news is not going anywhere, so what do we do about it? I want to teach you some ways with which you can, avoid yourself sharing fake news. And then, you now have to go back to people and start saying, I'm sorry, I didn't know that it was not true. Then you find people, this one is very annoying, and I hate it with all of my passion. You're sending a job that people want to apply for. You did not check whether the site was going through. You did not check whether the job is already expired. You just go about sending it to people. Come on. You are one of the problem of fake news in this world today. Okay, now away with that, let's talk about how to avoid spreading fake news. The first thing and the very important thing to do to identify a news that is fake, number one, is to have a critical mind. Don't just accept anything. People are very gullible these days. They just see something on WhatsApp, immediately they just, share it to their contacts without examining exactly what that particular information is trying to say. You really have to be critical. Sometimes you will know that some things are quite fishy. If you really examine it very well. Okay, secondly, after having a critical mind, it's not enough. When you are critical, you will want to know the source of a particular information. And I think that's where people miss it all over the world, because a particular news media, is carrying a particular something, I mean, in Nigeria today, there are so many blogs. I mean, verified blogs, unverified blogs, credible blogs, and uncredible blogs. And these people just, they go about spreading information. I mean, fake news all over the place, all over the planet. And it's really, really frustrating, especially for someone like me. So it's very important that you check the source. Is the source credible? Now, 3, after you check the source of the information, it's very, very important to ensure that other credible news houses or information platforms, whether it's on the internet, maybe a newspaper, you have to fact check that other responsible organizations are also reporting the same thing. If that's not the case, please be careful. It might just be fake news. All right, quickly, let's talk about the last point that's going to help you identify fake news. And that is the evidence. What's the evidence? The other day I was on Twitter and somebody talked about, the problem of immigration in America and how the South Americans, are trying to gush and push themselves into America. And then the person started saying like, okay, the Republican Party in America, most Christian evangelicals, identify with that political party. So they were talking about the fact that why should they stop immigrants from entering the country? After all, missionaries are all over the world entering countries, without any restriction and all that. I'm like, that's erroneous. How can you compare Christian missionaries to people who are, coming in full mass numbers into a particular country? How many missionaries do you have? What's the population of missionaries all over the globe? And what is the population compared to the number of people who are pushing and agitating to get into America? I mean, it doesn't make sense. So it's very, very important, to check the evidence. Now, another thing to check is the picture. There was some time, they were talking about killings in the northeast in Nigeria, and then people like, headsmen and all that, they've killed so many people. Then you look at the picture does not correspond. When you go online to check the picture, you discover that the picture was taken 5 years ago. So how do you make this relationship? You discover that it does not go. So you have to check the evidence, okay? And by so doing, you will actually be helping to curb the global problem that is called fake news. So have you been guilty lately? I want you to tell me on the comment section below. Tell me one way or the other you have, actually allowed yourself to be deceived by this fake news. And of course, I do hope that some of the thoughts I've shared here will help you in identifying fake news. Thanks for watching. And